I'm Jeff Altman, the Big Game Hunter, the head coach for JobSearchCoachingHQ.com. Great question I got, and is how do you stand out in a crowded field? And it goes on to talk about his dilemma, but fundamentally the question is how do you stand out in a crowded field? Now the problem with answering this question is people want instant results. And sorry, folks, it doesn't happen overnight. It takes time. You see, when advertisers want to influence you, 99% of the time, you're not influenced by the first view of the commercial, the second view of the commercial, or the 22nd view of the commercial. It's a process of time, right? That's what happens. That's what advertisers do. And the truth of the matter is the way you stand out occurs over the course of time. You see, most people think that if they write the best resume and it's absolutely perfect and they apply as a good boy or good girl through the applicant tracking system, they're going to stand out. And they look for the magic bullet for how to stand out by diving into an ocean that's filled with fish. You don't stand out that way. You have to go a different route. So here's a couple of things I jotted down that make sense for how to stand out in a crowded field. And number one is branding yourself, developing a reputation and making sure other people know about it. So this is something that takes time. And I've done previous articles and videos and podcasts about branding. I can't go into that now. Number two is you start doing informational interviews. Now, those can be with people you know or people that you know who know others, and they get those introductions. And that takes time, right? So informational interviews. Getting to know hiring managers is a third thing. Sometimes you can get introduced. Sometimes it's through associations. That is, you're part of an organization where you and they have the opportunity to meet one another. A lot of different ways to get to know hiring managers, but that's a third way. References on LinkedIn. Do you have 2 references? Or 222 references. Now, you may think that's ridiculous, but look at my profile. You'll see I have tons of recommendations and tons of testimonials for work that I do. Why can't that be you? There are people who you know who'd be very happy to attest to your competence. So that's another way. Activating your network. Now, you think that it takes one action to get people activated. Not true at all. First of all, most of you don't cultivate a network. And it really starts with what you do when you don't need them in order to cultivate them so that they, when activated, take action. After all, when you think about it, in your life, forget about the work situation. When people ask you for a favor and you barely know them, how much do you really do for them? Sometimes you do something, but most of the time you don't. And that's the reality to it. You're no different. Just because you're looking for a job, you think people are going to stop in their tracks and take lots of action to help you. It doesn't work that way, does it? So you need to cultivate your network in order to activate your network. Lastly, and this is the last point I want to make, in order to stand out, never, ever apply for a job through an applicant tracking system. I mentioned this before. If you were swimming in an ocean and it had 1 million fish in it, how easy is it to stand out? Not particularly easy, is it? However, if you're in a small pond and there are only a few fish, it's a lot easier to stand out under those circumstances. So remember, if you apply through an applicant tracking system, you're doing the good boy and good girl thing. Nice little puppy. You're doing what you're being told to do or what you've been conditioned to do. You are so much better off getting to the hiring manager. You can find them through LinkedIn. You can find them through people that you know, and you can find them through people who know other people who may know this person. Do what recruiters do. You ask for help. You ask for, who do you know who might know someone who works at? Who do you know who might know someone who works at, who might know the person who's hiring for this? Do you know anyone who works in accounting at so-and-so or in engineering at so-and-so? Whatever. You ask for recommendations, and you ask, who do you know who? You ask it of everyone that you know. You ask it of your network. You ask it of the hiring managers that you get together with. You have no idea who knows people that you don't know. Just remember, 70% of all positions are filled through networking, and 70% of those are filled as a result of introductions to people who you didn't know at the beginning of your search. In other words, as I said before, the people who your network knows who you don't know. So those are a number of things that you can do to stand out. Hope you found this helpful. If you like this, give me a great review, and hope to be able to help you soon. Now, if you're interested in one-to-one coaching, email me at jeffaltman@thebiggamehunter.us. In the subject line, put the word coaching. Generally, I work with people at a manager level and above. And for those of you who don't fit that description, join me at jobsearchcoachinghq.com. I answer your questions there. I've got curated information that's designed to help you find work more quickly. Have a great day. Take care.